Tom Maloney, head coach of the girls varsity basketball team, and you are watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
This is the Warriors Basketball pregame show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Hello and welcome to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We are here today at the Fred Williams Memorial Gym. I'm your host, Erin Kruder, with Lucas Torres, and we're here to talk about this very exciting game coming up in just 12 minutes. So currently, today's matchup is between the Amityville Warriors and the Harborfields Tornadoes. Interesting matchup. Harborfields is fourth in the league right now with a record of 5-4 overall, and Amityville is just below them in fifth place with a 2-6 record. So how do we feel? How will that impact today's game?
Honestly, being fourth and fifth, it could go either way, just because they're mainly in the middle of all of the teams, so it could really go one way or another, and both teams are pretty evenly matched.
So Amityville recently, their most recent game was against Kings Park. They lost 60-31. A terrible loss for them indeed. So how was that for them? How was that going to affect today's game, their most recent loss?
Well, Amityville played against Kings Park, as you mentioned, and in the third quarter they really fell flat, but we're seeing in the second and fourth quarter that they really punch back and fight back in those quarters, and that's if they have the same aggressiveness with those other two quarters, we could see them do a lot more throughout the game.
That's true, and the top scorers for that game for Amityville was Mercy Griffin with 7 points and Alana Henry with 6. But besides from them, there was a lot of other players getting points on the scoreboard, such as Aaliyah Jones, an 8th grader on the team, Asia Francis, Cuevas, Baptiste, Temple, all players that we haven't really seen get a lot of points on the scoreboard yet this season, but this game they did get a lot of points. So I think with the offense that they have today, how do you think that will impact?
With offense, you also have to have defense, and I think we're going to see a mix between the two. And as we're going to hear coming up, Maloney wants to have a different play style and a new opportunity to see how his players can do more on the court. And as you mentioned, a lot more players have been putting points on the board, and we're going to see that progress even further, I think.
Played was very recently at Wine Dance. Harborfields won with the score 51-28. So they've been on a run. They've had some pretty good games this season so far. The top scorer in that game specifically was Hickey with 20 points. Lots of points for her. She's a top scorer for Harborfields. And then we have Henderson with 9 points. So they have some top scorers on their team, a lot of powerhouses that they really can get the score, run the score up on the scoreboard. So how do you think Amityville will respond to that?
Both of these teams, both of those players, we're going to need to specifically watch out for, especially since they're top scorers. And they've been, as we've seen, they put up the points when they need to, especially going into the first, really all 4 quarters. They put a lot of effort in and had a lot of aggressiveness, putting up all the points leading to their victory, winning 51-28.
And so we just talked about how, and when we would respond to Harborfield's top scorers, we will go in depth of that in the coaches show today. We talked to Coach Maloney earlier today, and we're going to send it to the coaches show now. Good afternoon, and welcome to the coaches show. I'm Erin Kruder here with Coach Maloney of the Amityville Warriors girls basketball team. I'm going to ask him some questions. Since your loss against Kings Park last week, how is your team prepared for today's game?
We've had a couple practices in between games. We haven't really had that much to work on. We're just trying to keep it light at this point during the season. We know what we got to do every day. We concentrate on what they do a little bit here and there. But the reality is we got to win every day and get better every day. So that's what we've been preparing to do. We know what they have. We know what we have to do, and it's when we get on the floor, the girls got to do it. So we're going to see what happens.
In your most recent game, a lot of players got on the scoreboard. How important is having a balanced offensive attack?
It's huge. A lot of the times we rely on Alana Henry too much. But we've been getting more and more balance, and that just goes for the young kids the young girls that have been working their butt off for the last year, and then they're starting to get used to the whole varsity thing, and they're starting to develop a lot more confidence and be more aggressive during games. And it's nice to see, and obviously because of the end of the season this year, but going into the season next year, it's really brings confidence to me, to be honest. So.
You last met up with Harborfields a month ago in January and lost 48-26. How are you going to improve on your defense in order to counter key players such as Hickey and Newman?
Yeah, so we were actually down 4 with like 7 seconds to go in the first half, and we let the girl Hickey. We left her open, and she hit a 3. So we were down 7 at the half. We're playing really well, and then what we've been doing this year is going into mini droughts, and it goes from 7 to 16 to 18 in like the blink of an eye, and then we're battling back. So. Defensively, we're going to do a couple different things today that we haven't done. We did for a couple times. We've done it in different games, but not against them. We're going to try a couple different things. We got nothing to lose, so we're going to pull everything. We're going to pull the rabbit out of the hat and just try to muck it up a little bit and try to pull something out of here today. So,
what players, if any, should we look out for in today's game?
When you talk about us. We're looking for players like Natalia Baptiste and Mercy Griffin to really have big games for us today. They're our main ball handlers. They've done phenomenal this year with regards to their play. They are, on top of Alana, they are the reason why we are up, where we have 6 wins instead of 0 from last year. So, their maturation and their progression has caused us, has led us to this part in our season. But we all know if we need a big game, we need it from both of them. And it's not just scoring; it's taking care of the ball, not throwing it away, playing really well on defense. And then we need JL Aiken to play really well too. She's stepped into the starting role. Anaya Hampton got hurt, and she's done a fantastic job. And we miss Anaya, but JL has been really playing her butt off, so it's really good to see.
So what are the keys to victory in today's game?
First and foremost, we got to take care of the ball. We got to break the press. We can't turn the ball over and give them easy baskets. We have to watch out for the 2 girls that you mentioned before, Hickey, number 5, and Newman, number 24. They're predominantly their scorers. They're a very good basketball team, very disciplined. They beat us up on the board, so we obviously got to rebound better. We worked on that a bunch this past week. So, it comes down to just who wants it more today. I think if we come out and we give everybody 100% and we do it together and we play aggressive, I think we got a shot in this one. It's all about stopping Hickey and the girl Newman, 24. But the other 3 and the couple that come off the bench are not. They should be noted too. So they're a very good team. They're very disciplined. So.
Thank you so much for your time. Good luck in today's game.
Of course, as usual. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Welcome back. That was our coaches show with Coach Tom Maloney of the Amiable Girls basketball team. Once again, we are at the Fred Williams Memorial Gym. I'm your host, Erin Kruder, with Lucas Torres on my side. And we're going to preview today's game. The matchup today, as we said earlier, is against the Amiable Warriors and the Harborfield Tornadoes. And so actually, they met up earlier this year in January, and it was a close matchup. Amiable lost to Harborfield by 48-26. And some top scorers, as we've seen in multiple games before this, were once again Griffin and Jones on Amiable and Hickey and Newman on the Harborfields. And as we heard Coach Maloney said in the coaches show, they have to really look out for Hickey and Newman.
As we've seen time and time again, defensively with the girls' team, they're going to need to do a lot to keep on pushing the team away from scoring more and more, especially going into the further quarters like the 3rd and 4th. That's where the tendency for teams to gain the lead and go deeper into the bin happens. And I know Amityville doesn't want to allow that to happen again during this game.
That's true. And as you said so many times before, Amityville does tend to get off to a slow start. So how do we think that that's going to impact how maybe Hickey Newman, they're very fast players. They get a lot of points up on the scoreboard. They're not afraid to score. And how do you think Amityville will respond to that?
Again, both teams are in 4th and 5th place. So either way, this game can go, especially with knowing that Amityville has a lot of good players, and they have a lot of players that can put points on the board no matter what. And they work together, and we've seen them everyone put points on the board. And we're seeing with Harborfields that they could work together, and they're two key people, Hickey and Newman. Amityville's really going to need to watch out for them.
All right, that's all the time we have today for the pregame show. Once again, I'm your host, Erin Kruder with Lucas Torres. We're here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network, and we'll be back right after this break for the upcoming game.
On December 7, 2005, I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. As I was searching for the bomb, the bad guy and the bomb found me first. After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org.
This is Tom Maloney, head coach of the girls varsity basketball team, and you are watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
The Amityville Warriors will tonight face off against the Harborfields Tornadoes with matchups coming up soon, tip-off coming soon. Harborfields in 4th place and Amityville in 5th. It should be a really close matchup tonight.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of build-up to this game, especially from Amityville losing to Harborfields earlier this year. So we're very excited to see what happens today.
Again, we're the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Welcome to the Fred Williams Memorial Gym, and tip-off will be in just a second. Amityville Warriors starting lineup: Alana Henry, Delaney Katz, Jaleel Aiken, Mercy Griffin, Natalia Baptiste, and for Harborfields Tornadoes, Maddie Michaelopoulos, Bridget Hickey, Kerry Gadamowitz, Phelan, Jill Newman. Now sending it to the anthem. Amityville Warriors, Tom Maloney, head coach, and head coach John Tampori for the Harborfield Tornadoes. Tonight's going to be a very interesting game, and we're going to get to it in just a second.
Yes. Today's matchup is very exciting. We're waiting for these players on both teams to how they will collide, how they will interact with each other, and who will win, who will score enough points on the leaderboard, who will win the game.
Amityville going over their lineups once again. Same thing with Harborfield Tornadoes. Should be a very interesting matchup. We're hearing the energy in the crowd already off the bat before the game has started. Tom Malone shaking hands with the Harborfields players.
Lots of sportsmanship in this school and on this court. We love to see it.
Off the bat, we're already seeing a lot of energy from both teams, especially Harborfields.
Yes. Pre-game energy is very important to the energy of the game overall. Now we're introducing the Warriors now.
Warriors standing in 5th place, going 2-6. Harborfield Tornadoes standing 4th, going 5-4. Again, pretty close in standings-wise. Only 3 games separate the two. Warriors finishing up their lineups. We're seeing a lot of energy from both teams, as I mentioned, and we're about to go into tip-off, starting off soon.
I love their little handshakes that they do. A lot of teamwork in this team. You can tell that they're very close to how Maloney has shifted them into a real team with a lot of friendship and such.
We're seeing both teams eagerly getting ready to start this game. Both teams in a huddle, trying to motivate each other. Amityville has a little bit of a habit of starting off really slow, but picking up in the 3rd and 4th quarter. We're going to need to see them pick it up in these first 2 quarters, especially since we know Harborfield can put up quite a fight.
That's true. I think fast start for Amityville is the best option they have for today's game, especially with those key players of Hickey and Henderson. They're top scorers. They really need to watch out for them, and Newman as well. They really need to watch out for them. If they're not careful, they're gonna get a head start, and they won't be able to catch up.
As Maloney mentioned, he doesn't want to allow Harborfields to dig a hole against the Warriors. Tip-off starting off in just a second. Henry and Newman going for the jump. Henry. Michaelopoulos bringing it down, crossing the top right to Phelan. Stoppage called. Push foul called for Baptiste on 22, Phelan. Phelan passing in from outside. Michaelopoulos has it. Top right to corner. Hickey. Hickey around the pick. Back to Newman. Newman across the key. Back to Michaelopoulos. Newman. Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos with the air ball. Amityville's ball, calling it off of Hickey. 0-0-7-22 left in the first.
We see Baptiste starting with the ball. She is a freshman. We got a young team here.
Baptiste crossing. Baptiste to Griffin. Griffin to Henry. Henry with the 2-0 with 7:06 left in the first. Phelan crossing court. Fast pace up. Michaelopoulos has it, going left wing. Passes it back to Phelan. Phelan top right. To Goddamelitz. To Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos top of the key. To Phelan. 3. Off of number 12, Jaleel Aiken. Fresh shot clock coming in. Hickey passing in. Hickey to Newman. Newman misses. Goddamelitz puts up the 2, sinking it 2-2 with 6:24 left in the first. Baptiste, top of the key. Crossing the circle. Griffin has it. Passes to Henry. Henry to Griffin. Michaelopoulos. To Phelan. Missing off. Delaney. Henry has it. Top right. Henry crossing. To Katz. Whistle's called. 3-second violation called in the paint. 2-2 with 5:41 left in the first.
Very slow start to this game as per usual, but both teams are both at 2-2. We see what happens.
Hickey with the jumper. Sinks the mid-range jumper. Henry immediately passing it in to Baptiste.
And now we start to see
2-4, 5:20 left in the first. Griffin. Foul is called. Griffin is going to shoot for 22. Phelan committing the foul. Griffin with the 2. Hits the free throw. Now is 3-4 with 5:15 left in the first. 4-4, 5:15 left in the first. Michaelopoulos with the ball, crossing. Top right to Phelan. Phelan back to Michaelopoulos. To Goddamelitz. To Phelan. Phelan with the mid off the board. Henry grabbing it. Henry to Baptiste. Baptiste can. Out of bounds. Warriors will keep it. 4-4, 4:46 left in the first quarter. Foul is called. Aiken will shoot for 2. 4 comes in for 24. Aiken barely misses. Phelan with jump ball is called. Harborfields ball.
Starting to see a lot more aggression from both teams as it's a slow start for both of them, tied right now.
Hickey passing into Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos with the 2. With the block from Henry. Back to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos to Phelan. Phelan top right. Phelan to Michaelopoulos. Top of the key. Foul is called. Baptiste. Second foul. Most likely can be subbed out for Jones. Jones coming in for Baptiste.
And Baptiste has a history of a lot of fouls in her past games.
Michaelopoulos has it, top right of the key. To Hickey. Hickey to Phelan. Phelan with the missing 3. Henry to Griffin. Griffin top right, 4-4 with 4 minutes left in the first. Griffin trying to go all the way. Gadamowicz holds it. To Michaelopoulos, crossing the circle. Top right. Michaelopoulos to Phelan. Phelan staying at the top. Back to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos to Phelan. Back to Michaelopoulos, and the air ball by Michaelopoulos. Back to Henry has it, coming in right side. Passes it deep to Griffin. Griffin misses.
On December 7, 2005,
Foul is called down in the paint. Number 12, Aiken, will come to the charity stripe. Gadamowicz called for the foul. 4-4 with 3:16 left in the quarter.
This is Aiken's second time at the free throw line this game so far.
Aiken barely skimming the top with that one. Aiken sinking the second shot. Michaelopoulos bringing it down. 5-4, 3:11 left. Michaelopoulos to Phelan. Phelan top right. Phelan to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos with the short range 2, sinks it. 6-5, 2:56 left. Griffin calling a play at top of the key. Griffin to Jones. Jones to Henry. Henry to Griffin. Griffin will call travel on Griffin in the paint.
Griffin really put in a difficult position there. She was guarded by at least 3 of Harborfields' girls. It really shows a lot of
Henderson will
aggression
come
from
in
both
for
teams.
Michaelopoulos. Henderson bringing up top of the key to Phelan. Phelan to Henderson. Offensive foul on Sabino. Henry will be passing it in.
See a lot of energy from Admiral's bench. It's a good thing.
Griffin bringing it up to Henry. Henry in the paint. Loose ball. Henderson has it. Going cross coast. Euro step.
Going to see a lot more aggression from the Harborfield team as Henderson just nearly knocked Aaliyah Jones to the floor.
Hickey will be passing it in to Desmond. Phelan has it, top right, to Henderson. Back to Phelan. Henderson to Phelan. Robbery by Akane. Henry has it, coming cross court. 6-5 with 1:40 left. Henry has it, top of the key.
Both teams are playing hot potato with this ball.
Griffin hits the ground hard. Foul being called on Desmond. Griffin will be passing in. On 2 shots will be called. Warriors are now in the bonus. 6-5, 1:36 left in the first. Pacing is pretty slow so far with a lot of free throws.
Yes, I mean, usually Harborfields goes off to a great start and Anvil to a slow start, but it seems that Harborfields is kind of taking more after Anvil right now. It's only 1 point difference and it's very low score so far.
Griffin sinks the second one. Henderson has it. Crosses the court. Back to Phelan. Phelan to Henderson. Henderson, top of the key. Passes it to Hickey. Hickey to Phelan. Travel is going to be called on Phelan in the bottom left, beyond the three-point line. Henry. 6-6 with a minute, 10 seconds left in the first. Griffin has it, top of the key. Tries passing it to the paint. Henry missing it. Phelan. Turnover Warriors. 20. Phelan will pass it in to Henderson. Henderson crossing. Approaching the 1 minute mark. Phelan. Phelan to Hickey. Desmond to Henderson. Henderson. Hickey has it with the short jumper. Desmond to
The Warriors, they really need to tighten up their defense right now. They can't let Harborfield get under them. But we've seen Hickey is going out right now. She doesn't seem like she's having a good game so far. It's usually in her last game. She had 20 points, but she seems like she's limping right now. She's not playing at her best right now. I think that's going to really impact Harborfields today.
Michaelopoulos enters for Hickey. Toilet bowl by Sabino, getting down to 2. 8-6 with 35 seconds left. Griffin calling a play. Jones beyond the 3. Griffin has it to Katz. Katz loses it. 20 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Michaelopoulos has it to Phelan. Phelan to Henderson. Travel is called on Henderson in the top left beyond the 3. 10 seconds left. 8-6 in the first.
It'll be a really vital 10 seconds left in this first quarter.
Griffin to Henry. 5 seconds. Henry has it. Griffin has it. Shot. Ooh, too short for Griffin. Going into the second quarter. 6-8. Going into the second quarter.
After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org.
This is Alana Henry, power forward for the Amityville Warriors, and you are watching Warriors basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network, where the Amityville Warriors face off against Harborfield Tornadoes. And what a close first half.
This has been a really exciting game so far. It's a close game, and as we said before, Anvil does take their slow starts, but I feel like it doesn't really matter right now because Harborfield is also having a really slow start as well. We saw one of their top players, Hickey, going off the court late in the first quarter. How is that going to affect us?
Thank you again for joining us for the Amityville Warriors versus the Harborfield Tornadoes. 8-6 with 8 minutes going into the second period. I'm Lucas Torres, here with Aaron Kruder. Baptiste has it. Aiken.
Now we see Baptiste getting back into the game. Is good for her. She's a very good scorer. She's a very good defensive player for Amityville, but she really has to watch the amount of fouls that she gets because it can really affect her gameplay and affect that she might be get out of the game.
Sometimes too much defense can affect your whole play style, and being too aggressive on defense causes fouls. And really, I don't think anyone would want to get pulled out of a game because of fouls.
That's true.
Warriors have 5 points from free throws so far, 7-8 with 7:51 left in the second period.
That was Aiken's third time at the free throw line. We've seen a lot of Harborfields defense lately.
Henderson bringing it across court to Phelan. Phelan to Desmond. Desmond sinking the jumper, 10-7 with 7:37 left in the second period. Baptiste has it, crossing the court. Top left of the key. To Henry. Henry digging in. Henry with the air ball.
See a bad reaction from Henry on the court. I think she knows that she can do better. She's the leader of this team, top scorer, but
Phelan brings it, crossing the circle to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos with the travel in the bottom right wing.
this is not Harborfield's first travel of the game. They've done a lot so far. A lot of turnovers over to Amityville, and I think that's really helped them kind of keep the score close. And it's a good thing for them, and I really have to see how Harborfield is being affected by one of their top scorers being out right now.
Baptiste will be bringing it up, crossing the circle. Top of the wing. Baptiste travel, 10-7, 6:59 left in the second quarter. Michaelopoulos has it, crossing the circle. Top of the wing, right side. Phelan. Phelan to Henderson. Henderson to Phelan. Lana Henry grabs it.
Another turnover for the Warriors.
10-7 with 6:37 left in the second quarter. Baptiste to Henry. Henry with the spin move. Too rough in the paint. Last touch green, they're going to call it Warriors ball. Hickey coming in for Henderson.
And we got to see this game might take a turn for Harborfield with Hickey back in the game.
Baptiste looking for an opener to Katz. Katz with the jumper. Ooh, too hard. Bouncing off. Jump ball. Harborfield's ball. 10-7 with 6:22 left in the second period. Michaelopoulos, top right of the circle. Michaelopoulos to Hickey. Top. Hickey.
You see Hickey already making plays just after being put back in.
Michaelopoulos has it, top right wing. Phelan. Phelan to Desmond. Desmond. Desmond with the air ball. Going to be going out of bounds, will be Warrior ball. 10-7 with 5:40 left in the second quarter. $12 coming out, 14 in. Griffin coming in. Crossing the court. Griffin to Jones. Jones back to Griffin. Griffin getting blocked. Hickey has it.
Been seeing a lot of that blocking by
Hickey crosses.
Harborfields lately.
Jump ball will be Amityville's. Baptiste rolling on the floor like an alligator, trying to get that jump ball.
We see she has a lot of love, a lot of passion for this sport, and you can really see it in every play she does. You can really see it.
Baptiste picks it up, crosses the circle. Baptiste, top right wing, cutting in. Phelan has it. Phelan crossing court. Phelan to Godemowitz. To Michaelopoulos. To Phelan. To Michaelopoulos.
Great block by Henry there. Really using her height to her advantage.
10-7, 4:46 left in the second quarter. Baptiste has it, top right wing. To Henry. To Aiken. Aiken misses the shot but draws the foul.
Yet another visit by Aiken to the free throw line. I believe her 4th time just this game. She got a lot of points for Amityville just from the free throw line itself. 2 points by her for the free throw line.
10-7 with 4:34 left in the second quarter. Aiken too hard. Phelan. Phelan slowing it down, top right. To Henderson. Henderson to Phelan. Phelan, top right wing. Back to Henderson, top of the key. Henderson to Godemowitz. Blocked by Henry. Henry has it. Henry to Jones. Jones crossing the key. Jones has it with the 3. Short. Henderson has it. Crossing. Henderson to Phelan. Phelan to Hickey. Hickey to Godemowitz. Griffin driving. Shot doesn't go, but does draw the foul. Griffin will be at the charity stripe. 10-7 with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Griffin had 7 points against Kings Park in their last game.
Again, we see Amityville at the free throw line.
Griffin sinks the first one, going in for 2. This is going to be Griffin's 3rd point from the free throw line. Henderson has it. 10-8 with 3:30 left in the second quarter. Henderson driving into the paint. Too high. Francis. Francis to Griffin. Griffin. Griffin crossing the circle. Griffin top of the key to Francis. They're going to call a foul on Henderson. Phelan getting subbed out from Medico. The Drama Club, the Amityville Drama Club, is putting on a musical that will truly make you say, Mamma Mia. Come see these wonderful performers and save the date for March, and come see the Amityville Drama Club's production Friday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. and Saturday, March 23rd at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Thank you again for tuning into the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Warriors are facing off against the Harborfield Tornadoes 10-8 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
It's been such an exciting game so far. Again, they're both off to a slow start right now, and it's only the first time out of the game from both teams. And we're seeing a lot of hesitation with both teams, especially with Hickey from Harborfield. She was just out for a little bit, rolled her ankle there, and we're seeing some hesitation with her. She's not scoring like she usually does in her past games. In her last game, she scored just 20 points alone. That's a lot, and she's really a powerhouse for Harborfields, and we need to see her really live up to that in this game.
Griffin, top right of the key, driving in. Travel will be called on Griffin.
We see Harborfields making Amityville travel a lot lately with them pushing in on defense.
10-8 with 2:50 left in the second quarter. Henderson to Hickey. A little bit of confrontation between the ref and Maloney.
All smiles, though. We're seeing getting back to play.
Henderson has it. Henderson to Medico. Travel will be called again on Henderson. And this will be a multiple time occurrence that we're seeing with Henderson.
There's been so many turnovers today in this game, and that's kind of stalling both of their offenses, not a lot of points have been put on the scoreboard so far, and they were almost done with the first half.
Griffin to Francis. Francis with a three. Bounces off. Griffin. No good for Griffin. Henderson has it. Crossing the circle. Henderson, top of the key, fakes to Hickey.
We see Hickey fall to the ground yet again. Hope she's okay.
Foul will be called on Michaelopoulos. And Griffin will be shooting. Again, Amityville Warriors are in the bonus once again.
It's a lot of free throws for them, and they really need to utilize that, and they need to sink the buckets in.
A little bit too rough from Griffin, not being able to drain the first.
I think with this game, we're really missing Anaya Hampton's presence in the game. She's been out on an ankle injury for the past few games. We're really missing that defense, the powerhouse of the team for Amityville.
Medico to Henderson. They're going to call a reaching foul on Henry. Will stay Tornado's ball. We're seeing the Warriors trying to push for a press. Henderson has it, crossing the key, top right. Passes to Medico. Henderson. Henderson driving. Sky shot. Aiken has it to Henry. 10-8 with 1:40 left in the second quarter. Griffin has it, top of the key. Griffin to Francis, left. Henderson robs it. Henderson pushing through, drives.
See a lot of enthusiasm from the crowd, a lot of yelling going on.
Francis with the foul. Will stay Tornado's ball. 10-8 with 1:33 left in the second quarter. Shots no good. Henry driving. Going coast to coast. Henry. Spin. Henry with the travel will be another turnover. A lot of turnovers throughout this whole game for both teams so far.
That's true. I think all these turnovers kind of messing up the chemistry of the game and the offense and how it really impacting their scoring today.
Henderson faking. Henderson again. Henderson to Hickey. Hickey with the three. Short. Air ball to Desmond. Griffin going to the coast. Francis with the rebound. Francis with the two. 10-10 with 50 seconds left in the second quarter. Hickey has it. Top right, crossing. Hickey, top right, three. To Henderson.
You'll see this player scramble for the ball.
10-10 with 33 seconds left. Newman in the paint. Shot clock is turned off. Henderson has it. Top of the key. 22 seconds left. Henderson. Henderson to Newman. Newman has it. 10 seconds left.
It's been a really interesting game so far. It's tied, and it's been really close score so far this game, this entire time, and it's really interesting to see. Usually, Anvil is a slow start, and Harborfields doesn't really have that slow start that Anvil does. But today, we don't know what's happening. Something's in the air here. Something's changed this team.
We're seeing a lot of stoppages throughout the game. Henderson has it. 10 seconds left. Henderson to Newman. Back to Henderson. 5 seconds left. Medico has it with the shot way over. And that will be the time. That's all the time we have going into the third quarter. Final score for the second quarter will be 10-10, splitting even. Halftime show coming up on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
Affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
On December 7, 2005, I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. As I was searching for the bomb, the bad guy and the bomb found me first. After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
You have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just
and adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information,
this is Asia Francis, guard for Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We are here at the Fred Williams Memorial Gym, the ultimate matchup of the Amityville Warriors versus the Harborfield Tornadoes. I'm your host, Aaron Kruder, with Lucas Torres. Welcome to our halftime show. But right now, it's 10-10. It's tied between both teams. It's been such an interesting, but kind of slow, but still a very interesting game so far. We see a lot of turnovers. I see a lot of fouls. Just a lot of interesting things have been happening in this game.
I mean, so far we're seeing both teams having a lot of stoppages between the fouls and really just traveling, which is truly just a fundamental aspect of just planting your feet and keeping that pivot foot down.
That's true. And we want to talk about it was a slow start, and it's still really slow right now, only 10 points each team, and it's halftime already. And both teams, they got off to a slow start first quarter. It picked up a little bit, but with Harborfields, I think they're really struggling with their key player was out for a few minutes. At the end of the first quarter, we saw Bridget Hickey. She kind of rolled her ankle on a shot there, and she was out. She was a little upset that she was out, but then she came back in a little bit into the second quarter. But she hasn't been scoring like she has. In the last game, she had 20 points on the scoreboard just by herself. And I think maybe the injury has been affecting her ankle, is maybe affecting her a little bit. She's been missing a lot of her shots, Not a lot of scoring from both teams so far. She's only had 2 points for her team so far.
I mean, entirely for both teams, it's been really slow. And I don't know if that's whether due to stoppages or both teams still trying to figure out what the play and what the move is to go against each other, really.
That's true. And I want to say that I see a lot of young players on both teams. As we talked about before, Anvil is quite a young team. We have an 8th grader playing on the team, a lot of freshmen, sophomores. But with Harborfields, they actually have 2 8th graders on the team. One of them is a starter. Maddie Michaelopoulos is an 8th grader, along with Jamie Mekado, who did come in the second quarter, I believe. So they both got a chance to play. We also saw our Amityville's 8th grader, Aaliyah Jones, also get some playing time in the second quarter. And we also have Antoinette Henderson. We saw a lot of action from her, especially in the second quarter. She's only a 9th grader. And I want to talk about, she has a very similar playing style to Amityville's Natalia Baptiste. They're both very aggressive with the ball, but I think the difference is between them, Baptiste gets a lot of fouls. But Henderson, she's smart about it. She actually cares. She cares that she wants to play. She has missed some of her shots, but she has thrown a lot of shots. She really wants to get points on. She's very passionate. I see that about her, and she has a lot of potential in her as she's only a 9th grader.
I mean, but with being so young, there are going to be some things that slip through the cracks, and that's going to be travels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as I previously mentioned, it's more of a fundamental aspect, but even then, you got to stay focused. And we're seeing a lot of stoppages for the Tornadoes, especially going beyond the 3-point range. There's a lot of stoppages, mainly because of just simply traveling and being too aggressive on defense.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why both of these teams have very young players, and it's that maybe they aren't as experienced at the game as some older teams that they may have faced in the past. So they're letting a lot of things slip. They've made a lot of mistakes, and that's okay. You have to learn from your mistakes. You have to learn from your mistakes. You have to watch them. You have to know what you did wrong. You have to just watch them, and you need to learn from older players, and maybe that's what they're missing. That's what they're lacking. Both teams are lacking, and it's interesting to see how finally we have one young team versus another young team, and they're pretty much at the same point right now. It's both tied, as we said before.
Again, the score is 10-10 going into the third quarter. Both teams are, in a way, stuck, but they're doing really well.
Yes, and as we said in the pregame show, Harborfield's top scorers are Newman and Hickey, and we haven't seen too much action from them. I mean, we have the score right here. Newman hasn't scored any points yet so far, and Hickey only has 2 points right now. But we have seen a lot from Sabino and Michaelopoulos for Harborfields, and for the Warriors, we have Aiken and Griffin, top scorers for their team, as we said before. But I think that's what's allowing them to get in the lead, also lose the lead, and just tie.
We're seeing a lot of new players coming off and on the benches for both teams. Like, for example, we've seen Newman come off Harborfield's bench, and we haven't seen her play much, but she came in.
That's true. And we've seen a lot from both teams. We've seen a lot of a variety between the players, a lot of turnovers, as we said, a lot of substitutions. Each team has put players in, taken players out, and I think it's trying to get a change up because obviously what they started with isn't working.
Both teams are really trying to figure out what works and what doesn't going into this third quarter.
That's true, and usually at this point for Amityville, they need to turn it up. But at this point, we have to see what happens next for both teams as we're 10-10 right now. Amityville and Harborfields are tied. Going to the third quarter, I'm your host, Erin Kruder, with Lucas Torres, and this was our halftime show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
Affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
This is Asia Francis, guard for Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
I'm Lucas Torres here with the Amityville Broadcasting Network, here with Erin Kruder. The current score is 10-10 going into the third quarter. Both teams are in a huddle going into this quarter. Again, both teams are playing fairly well and still trying to figure out things to get the lead or put more points on the board. And we're seeing a lot of stopping and going from really both teams, especially with inconsistencies with travels and fouls. Harborfields Michaelopoulos, bottom right. Tornadoes will continue to keep the ball. Michaelopoulos to Godemowitz. Godemowitz has it to Phelan. Phelan to Michaelopoulos. Phelan has it. Back to Godemowitz. Godemowitz to Phelan. Phelan trying in. Michaelopoulos has it. Top of the key. Michaelopoulos dribbles around. Back to Hickey. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hickey with the shot. Deep three. It's going to be Amityville ball. 10-10 with 7:23 left in the third quarter. Sub will be coming in. Henry coming in. Coming back into the game. Jones. Henry coming in for Jones. Full court press from the Tornadoes. Griffin to Katz. Katz with the three. Katz drains the three. 13-10 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Hickey has it. We'll call a foul on Katz for reaching. Hickey has it. Hickey crossing the circle. Hickey top right. Hickey crossing to Phelan. Phelan. Baptiste. Baptiste to Griffin. Griffin crossing on far right side. Griffin to Baptiste. Baptiste to Henry. Henry with the three, short. Cats fights for it. Henry, loose ball. Baptiste, back to Henry. Henry fights for it, back to Baptiste. Baptiste with the two, short, bouncing off. Griffin has it, going up for the two. No good. Jump ball will be called. Staying Warriors' way. 13-10 with 6:20 left in the third quarter. Baptiste looking for an open. Baptiste to Katz. Katz to Griffin. Snagged by Hickey. Hickey going coast to coast. Hickey with the two. Draining it in. 13-12 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Henry. Full court press by the Tornadoes. Henry getting trapped. 23. Baptiste. Katz grabs it.
Just saw Aiken and Gadamowicz take a fall together. See a lot of aggressiveness on the team.
Hickey's basket ended a 6-0 run. The Amityville Echo is our school's newspaper. Make sure to read on it at www.amityvilleecho.com to read the articles published by our very own students, ranging from movies to sports to history. Cat Smith's both free throws, but will go back to the line. Cat shooting a 1-and-1. Cat short. Missed all three. Hickey has it. Far right side. Crossing court. Hickey with aggression. Offensive foul on Hickey. Push.
We finally see Natalia Baptiste being smart about her plays. She let Hickey knock her down so they would get the ball.
Baptiste looking.
Again, another travel by Amityville. We've seen a lot of that from both teams so far.
13-12 with 5:40 left in the third quarter. Michaelopoulos to Phelan. Phelan to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos with the jumper. Draining the two-pointer Michaelopoulos. 4 points for Michaelopoulos today. 14-13 with 5:20 left in the third quarter. Loose ball. Michaelopoulos has it with the floater sinking in the two. Timeout for the Warriors. .6-0 run for the Harborfields Tornadoes.
Now, as we've seen before in other games, Amityville's really having a hard time breaking the full court press that gets put on them by other teams. But we see a bit of it happening today. They're kind of breaking through, but they're not doing it successfully every time, you know, and there's a point that you need to reach for it, but there's also they need to learn how to really get out of it and really respond to each team's defensive plays.
We're seeing from the Tornadoes a full court press, but the Warriors really just have to push through like a harpoon in water, which is, again, pretty difficult, but they really have to keep pushing through this full court press.
Very, very true, and I want to point out that the last score by Michaelopoulos on Harborfield, she is an 8th grader, and as we talked before, young teams.
For such a young team, there is a little bit of a learning curve. Tornadoes, full court press. Baptiste. Baptiste falling into the trap.
Again, we see aggressiveness by the Harborfields defense, really trying to crack down on Amityville's offense and try to get them to foul on them.
Henderson coming in for Phelan. Michaelopoulos is taking a seat for too many fouls. Cross-court pass to Henry. Henry to Akin. Jump ball will be called. Cats with the foul. Will be another turnover for the Warriors. Henderson with the ball. Crossing the circle. Henderson faking to Phelan. Phelan to Hickey. Hickey getting blocked by Cats. Hickey with the shot. Griffin driving. With the pump. Hickey has it. Loose ball. Hickey grabbing it again. Phelan passing to Henderson. Henderson stepping out over the line. 16-13 with 4:33 left in the third quarter.
Now I'm beginning to see Hickey really kind of losing her grip on the ball.
Baptiste looking for an opening. Baptiste has it. Another travel will be called on Baptiste. Another turnover for the Warriors.
I think both teams, as Warriors, really need to get their heads in the game and stop letting these silly little mistakes ruin their flow.
Phelan will be passing it in to Henderson. Back to Phelan. Henderson, top of the key, pivoting. Henderson to Phelan. To Medico. Robbery by Cats. Cats to Griffin. Out of bounds by the Tornadoes. It will stay Warriors ball. Warriors still trying to break a 6-0 Tornado run. Baptiste looking for an opening to Cats. Cats to Griffin. Griffin bounce pass to Henry. Henry back to Baptiste. Baptiste with three. Spins out. Hickey has it. Hickey to Henderson. Henderson, top of the key. Phelan has it. Crossing.
See a lot more tries for three-pointers by the Amityville Warriors, but unfortunately none will go in.
Henry has it. Back to Baptiste. Back to Henry. Playing catch. Back. Big hit from the ball right in front of us, putting a dent in our little booth. Baptiste will be inbounding right in front of us at midcourt. Baptiste to Cats. Cats to Griffin. Blocking foul will be called on Griffin.
Again, see a lot of enthusiasm from the crowd as you wonder what's going on with these fouls.
Cats has a 3 for this quarter, and that's about it so far. Score is 16-13 with 3:30 left in the third quarter. Griffin on the charity stripe.
Great that we're finally seeing some action from Cats after being benched a little bit in the first and second quarter.
Griffin missing the first. Too hard again from Griffin, missing both. Phelan has it, crossing the circle. Henry playing D. Phelan. Offensive foul is called on Phelan again. seeing a little bit of frustration from Harborfields, especially with a lot of turnovers offensively. Phelan coming out. Medico coming back in. Harborfields with the press. And the pacing has been really stop, go, and stop, go. Griffin. Ooh.
Yet another foul. Not the first one we've seen so far.
Offensive foul will be called on Griffin. Big collision in the paint there.
I think Emerald really needs to be careful about playing their hands with these fouls, as they're down 3 points, but they could easily widen the gap with free throws by Harborfields, but we've seen none of that so far.
A little bit of again, a lot of stopping and going, but this time for the clock.
Just taking a moment to fix the clock here.
Should be just about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Never mind, we're back to 3:06 even. They rounded off about 10 seconds off the clock that they shouldn't have, but back to playing. Henderson has it to Medico. Medico, top left of the key, to Hickey. Hickey hits the side of the board. Jump ball will be called. Will be staying Tornado's ball.
And once again, we see that Hickey's really missing her opportunities for 3-pointers here.
Jones coming in for Baptiste. Henderson looking for an opening. Straight to Newman. Desmond. Jones looking for an opening.
Really need to see both teams really trying harder for the rebounds.
Henry with the Euro draining the two and will be drawing the foul as well. 16-13 with 2:36 left in the third quarter. That finally puts a dent in that 6-0 run. 16-15 with 2:36 left in the third. 3-point conversion by Henry. All tied up 16-16 with 2:30 left in the third quarter. Henderson to Medico. Back to Henderson. Henderson to Medico. Medico to Newman. Newman top of the key. Newman driving. Hickey grabs it. Hickey too hard. Aiken has it. Aiken to Henry. Henry bringing it up, crossing the circle. Henry to Katz. Katz with the three. Ooh, too far and too hard. Hitting top of the board. Henderson grabs it. Henderson top right. Henderson to Newman. Newman too hard. Griffin has it. Far right side. Back to Henry. Top right of the key. Passes it to Katz. Katz with the jumper. Overshot. Henderson has it. 1:30 left. Henderson with the three-pointer, gaining the lead 19-16 with 1:20 left in the third quarter. Henry to Griffin, to Jones. Jones to Griffin. Loose ball, Newman grabs it. Newman to Henderson. 1 minute left in the third, 19-16. Medico with the three, misses. Aiken has it to Henry. Aiken grabbing plenty of fouls. Rebounds for the Warriors. 42 seconds left in the third. Katz has it.
finally see some rebound work by the Warriors, but the run is soon stopped.
Cats accidentally stepping out of the bound.
This is what I'm talking about, some little mistakes that the Warriors make that allow Harborfields to get the ball.
Michaelopoulos coming in for Hickey. Henderson has it back to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos top of the key. Shot clock is turned off with 27 seconds left. 19-16 in the third quarter. Full court press on the Warriors. Henry. Travel will be called on Henry. .9 seconds left in the third quarter. Warriors trailing by 3. Michaelopoulos has it. Back to Medico. Medico misses. Out of bounds will be called.
Yet another little mistake that causes the Harborfields team to another turnover. A lot of we've seen happen in today's game.
12 seconds left to Jones with the 3. Too hard. Newman fighting. Foul underneath. Foul on number 12, Aiken. 6 seconds left in the third.
See Newman struggling with the ball a little bit.
Double dribble will be called. And a timeout with 2.8 seconds left. Amityville trailing by 3, 19-16, going into the final seconds of the third quarter.
Now I want to talk about, we haven't seen that many timeouts. This is only the second timeout, I believe, that we've had this entire game, and we're almost at the end of the third quarter. So I think that's just shows to say that how slow paced this game is going, that they don't even need timeouts. They don't seize the opportunity for them. And I want to talk about Newman of Harborfields. She's usually a top scorer along with Hickey, but she's been missing a lot of her shots, as both of them have. But in the last few minutes, I've seen a lot of missed shots from Newman, and I just want to talk about that's probably why Harborfields is kind of off their game today, especially with their top players, and that's why they're letting Amityville kind of follow up very closely to them. They only need a 3-point difference right now, and it's been tied for a majority of the game.
We're seeing Newman come in, and she hasn't had that much playing time in the first few quarters, but we're seeing her back in action now. Maloney was just scheming with his team. A final play for the last 2.8 seconds left. Amityville trailing by 3. Cats inbounding. Missed a wild pass.
And we see Cats trying to get the long pass to Aiken, but again, little mistakes that cause them to lose the ball.
2 seconds left. Shot called off. We'll be right back going into the fourth quarter. 19-16. Warriors are trailing by 3 on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
On December 7, 2005, I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. As I was searching for the bomb, the bad guy and the bomb found me first. After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
This is Anaya Hampton, center for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
I'm Lucas Torres here with the Amityville Broadcasting Network, here with Aaron Kruder, Amityville Warriors and Harborfield Tornadoes facing off with an extremely close game, 19-16 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's been a really slow game so far. I mean, we've seen a lot of top-scoring games from both teams in their recent games, but both of them, they're kind of off their game today. Usually we see an upturn from Amville in the third and fourth quarter, but only 6 points have been scored so far in the third quarter by the Warriors. We're hoping to see a bit of an upturn in that.
We're seeing both teams trying to work in new players offensively. Cats inbounding right in front of us. Cats to Baptiste. Baptiste top left to Cats. Cats to Henry, top of the key. Henry spin move to Cats. Cats with the mid-range jumper. Too short. Phelan has it, trying to find a way around. Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos to Phelan. Phelan to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos, top of the key. Bounce pass to Phelan. Phelan with the jumper. Off the rim and drains it again. Baptista, Griffin. Griffin to Henry. Henry has it. Cross-court pass to Akin. Henry with a long shot. Aiken out to Baptiste. Baptiste to Griffin. Griffin to Henry. Henry with the long three. Too far. Fighting for the ball. Hickey has it. Passes it to Godemowitz. Michaelopoulos. Pump fake. Spin move. Passes it to Godemowitz. Hickey. Hickey getting blocked by Katz. Henry catches a loose ball going around. Henry too rough in the paint, fighting for the ball. Jump ball is called. Will be going Harborfields' way.
And we see the gap is kind of widening between these two teams' scores. I think we need to see Anvil really get some more points on the board before that gap gets too big.
Michaelopoulos has it. 21-16 with 6:30 left in the fourth quarter. Phelan has it, top left of the key, beyond the three. Back to Michaelopoulos. Driving in, pump fake. Back to Godemowitz. Godemowitz to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos fighting for it. Back to Phelan. Phelan with the jumper. Jumper goes in. That's another one for Phelan. Baptiste. 23-16 with 5:50 left in the fourth quarter. Griffin has it. Passing to Aiken. Hickey crossing court. Waiting for the call. Maloney hoping for the charge. Baptiste will be sending Hickey to the line.
And I see Baptiste, as I said before, like she needs to be smart about her moves, that she's causing a lot of fouls, as we see here. But we see that not kind of working right now. But I think later in the game, I think maybe it will. She's had 2 fouls early in the game, but it's been clean ever since.
5-0 run for Harborfields. Hickey draining the first one. And sinking the second one. Henry to Griffin. Griffin to Baptiste. To Aiken. Aiken trying. Back to Baptiste. Baptiste top. Double dribble for Baptiste. Again, too many turnovers from both teams. Henderson has it. Crossing the circle. Henderson to Phelan. To Godemowitz. Bounce pass to Phelan. Phelan driving into the mid-range. Godemowitz has it. To Henderson. To Phelan. Baptiste grabs it, bringing it 25-16 now in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left. Henry has it. Maloney hoping that it stays Warriors ball. The Warriors still are yet to score here in the fourth quarter. To Aiken. Aiken trapped. Jump ball will be called.
See a lot more defense by Harborfields. They're really putting the 3 girls on one of Amityville's girls, and it's really affecting Amityville's ability to score right now.
Desimond coming in for Goddammit.
Hi, Mr. Grace.
Baptiste holding. A hold in place for the shot clock.
We're fixing the shot clock there. Get another clock.
Baptiste to Griffin. Griffin draining the 3. Henderson has it. Crossing to the middle. Henderson to Phelan. Phelan has it. Top of the key. Back to Henderson, top right. To Desmond. To Hickey. Hickey around Henderson. Henderson with the shot. Too hard. Sabino grabs it and puts it up 27-19. 4:17 left in the fourth quarter. Alana Henry has it to Griffin. Katz grabs it.
Yet another mistake we see by Amityville. By both teams, these little mistakes, they're killing them right now.
Katz with an extremely smart play, bouncing it off of the leg of a player to inbound the ball. Henry has it. Driving in, Euro step, getting blocked, picks up her own rebound. Aiken has it. Back to Henry. Henry going in to Katz with the mid-range jumper. Too hard. Over. Henry getting called for the foul over the back.
You see Harborfields again really cracking down on defense. And I think they have a few things that maybe Amityville needs to learn as they try to solidify their defense.
Henderson, right-hand side. Hickey has it. Top of the key. Henderson to Phelan. Phelan driving in. Getting smacked away by Baptiste.
You see again a little bit of a rivalry between Baptiste and Henderson. They're both ninth graders, young players on this team with the same attitude.
Harborfield's on an 8-2 run. Phelan driving in. Short range jumper made by Sabino. Aiken has it, passes it to Katz. Katz long over it. Phelan has it. 29-19 with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left. Air ball by Desmond. Alana Henry. Crosses court. Henry to Katz. To Griffin. To Baptiste. Another foul called on Henderson.
Again, as I said before, I see a lot of similarities between Baptiste and Henderson with the amount of the fouls that they're getting and their attitude about the game overall.
29-19 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Henry has it. Another reaching foul will be called on the Tornadoes. Henry will be shooting.
The clock stopped right now, I think.
Never mind, Alana Henry won't be shooting. Baptiste inbounding. Baptiste looking. Bounce pass to Aiken. Aiken spin move. Aiken fighting for it. Jump ball is called for holding it too long.
You really see Harborfield's knowledge about the game as they're really making Amityville make these mistakes and giving them the ball.
10-2 run to start the fourth. Henderson has it, but hit to Hickey, bottom right. Foul was called on Jones. Dylan. Michaelopoulos has it, top left of the key. Back to Phelan. Michaelopoulos has it, top of the key. Back to Phelan. Phelan bounce passes it to Sabino. Loose ball. Henry has it. Far right side. Going past. Jump ball will be called. Amityville will continue to keep the ball. 29-19 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds here left in the fourth quarter.
Again, Harborfield with really cracking down on their defense and really making Amityville have these little mistakes that cost them the ball.
Hickey slapping the ball away from that long pass by Baptiste.
As we have 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, both teams starting to get a little tired. Their mind is starting to kind of go to mush, as I would think, but really seeing how it's affecting their gameplay.
Griffin to Baptiste. Baptiste spin move. Another double dribble called on Baptiste. Again, this won't be a first-time occurrence, but the stopping and going has been there for both teams so far throughout this game. 29-19 left. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Michaelopoulos has it to Phelan. Phelan around the pick. Phelan to Sabino. Michaelopoulos spin move. Three-second violation for the Tornadoes. It will be Amityville's ball.
Again, with the turnovers, we've been seeing this all game.
Baptiste. Baptiste keeps it. Hickey steals it, going up for two.
Again, with Hickey missing her shots, this is not like her usual gameplay at all.
Hickey will be visiting the charity stripe once again after a timeout.
And I think the difference between Amityville and Harborfields is that Harborfields is really utilizing their free throws more than Amityville is.
Being the month of February, upcoming in this month is Black History. When we celebrate various historical figures throughout the month, we will showcase special African American individuals and tell their stories. February 16th, the Amityville Memorial High School will be putting on a Black History Month assembly for the students to learn from and enjoy. Amityville Warriors and the Harborfield Tornadoes have had an extremely close matchup until this fourth quarter with 1 minute and 36 seconds left, 29-19.
Yeah, it's been a really exciting game so far. Fortunately, Harborfields has been able to widen the gap between them and Amityville on the scoreboard, as it is now a 10-point difference with only 1 minute left in the quarter. I think this game is definitely going Harborfield's way, but that doesn't mean Amityville cannot get some points up on the board and loosen the gap just a little bit.
Going into the final minutes of this game it really could go either way for the Warriors. They could either push through or fall out.
That's true. We're going to set up with
Hickey will be at the stripe. Sky-high shot sinks like a raindrop. Her 7th point today, 30-19 with 1:36 left in the fourth. too hard. Jones grabs it. Henry grabs the pass. 90 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Another stoppage. Jones looking for an opening to Henry. Offensive call will. Henry not enjoying the call. Michaelopoulos. 30-19 with 1:10 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Michaelopoulos in the paint. Phelan has it back to Michaelopoulos. Michaelopoulos in the top right. Phelan far back. Left top of the key. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Desmond with the shot, overshot it. 52 seconds left with Henry having the ball, crossing the court. 30-19 with 40 seconds left. Jones has it. Jones stepping through with the shot, no good. 30-19 with 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Michaelopoulos bringing it up once again. Hickey with the ball. Back to Michaelopoulos, to Phelan. Michaelopoulos, top of the key. Back to Phelan. 10-second shot clock. 5 seconds separating. Phelan. Michaelopoulos with the shot. 2-second shot clock. Swatted by Griffin. Shot clock violation will be called.
I think what we're seeing right here is Harborfields trying to run the clock out.
8.3 seconds left, 30-19. Griffin to Henry, 5 seconds left. One, no good with the final shot by Henry. Very close game between the two teams. Final score being 30-19. Harborfields extremely happy with the close win.
Yes, I mean, all game it's been so close, but in the fourth quarter, I think both teams began to get a little tired, but Harborfields, they saw an opportunity and they took it and they were able to get the lead. And both teams, they were pretty evenly matched. I think Anvil could have easily gotten the win today, but Harborfields unfortunately got that opportunity.
Again, very close game, and it came down to that final fourth quarter to make or break the game. Both teams played extremely well, especially in that second quarter when it was 10-10. They stayed really close in score throughout the whole game.
That's true. I mean, obviously we got off to a slow start, so did Harborfields, and that affected, I think, Anvil's gameplay overall because they didn't really have an upturn in the second quarter as they usually do. They only have 9 points in the second quarter, the second half overall. And usually they would have a bit more than that. And I think it's because of Harborfield's defense. And they've done something that I think other teams that Anvil has faced before have put on them for a full court press. They need to learn how to break the press. And I think even learn how to do it. I think that learning how to do a full court press and among other things with their defense, it could have really improved it greatly and not allow teams like Harborfield to gain the lead in the fourth quarter and take the victory over them.
As we saw with both teams, it took a decent minute or so to get going throughout the whole game, really. Even going into the final minutes of the game, it wasn't until we were halfway through that we saw them finally get going.
That's true. And, I mean, both teams in the first quarter, they had low scoring. They didn't really have a lot of three-pointers, and Harborfield's top scorers, Hickey and Newman, they had lots of opportunities to score, but they didn't really take point of those opportunities, and they weren't able to score. They weren't able to put lots of points on the board for their team in the first half, but obviously that changed the second half, and they were able to. But following this game, we're having Coach Maloney come over for a talk with us in our post-game show. I'm very excited to have him. Always a pleasure.
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Seat.
Welcome, welcome.
What's going on,
Good
guys?
evening, Coach Maloney. How are you feeling today?
I'm a little disappointed. I'm disappointed we lost, but I'm not disappointed in the effort. All year we preach effort, and they really do bring it every day. Sometimes the scores don't show that, but we had a game plan coming in. It worked, and we just got lost a little bit a couple times. And hats off to Harborfields. They're a great group of girls. They're awesome to play. Their coaches are awesome. That's the one thing I can say about the league we're in. A good bunch of coaches, and the girls are really good. Like, it's never like a heated battle where you're thinking something's going to go on, but there's a respect factor between each team in this league. And I think with regards to respect, I think our girls are earning that. And when they're walking into gyms, they're not just a pushover. They're not an easy win anymore. And they're fighting for everything they get. And for that, I can't be more proud of them for that. We just didn't show up offensively tonight. It was a low-scoring game, exactly the way we wanted it to be. And we just couldn't finish from time to time. So, hats off to Harborfields, and I'm proud of all the girls.
I got to say, there was a big difference between your previous game, which was on January 12th, where the final score was 26-48. This was a massive improvement. Even though there was quite a lot of stoppages, you guys did amazing. What has changed from that previous game to this game that was just played?
It's really not much. We continue to our goal is every day to get better and better. This winter season is a really long season, and it's a little bit longer than usual for whatever reason that is. But we all kind of felt like we needed to regroup, so we had a day off, and then we had a little team meeting, and we kind of let it go, and we after that it was really nice. We got back, it was almost like day one again. So the girls just work extremely hard. They're out till 11 o'clock on away games. They're coming in at 7 o'clock for school. It's just nonstop, and they've literally handled this the best way I could think of. And the thing that changed was we just played the entire game. We didn't lose focus for 4, 5, 6 minutes, and go down. We went down, we battled back. We went down, we battled back. And that's the name of the game with basketball. So,
again, thank you so much for your time for the coaches show and this small little interview.
Of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what you guys do at games, that needs to be noticed too, because you're here on your own time. You're doing the club. We got all this equipment here. All right, it's for the benefit of the kids, the community, and the school district. So, you guys need kudos too. It's not just us out there playing. It's not the girls. It's you guys too. And it's phenomenal. It makes the girls feel like they're more important. And it just brings a different level to the game and to the atmosphere. And it wouldn't be the same without you. And you guys do a great job. And obviously you're going to continue to cover more things here, but. Something needs to be said about you guys between Mr. Grice and Mr. Chimino and all of you guys, what you do, because you're working hard on what you do. You got 100 pieces of paper in front of you. You're doing your studying, you're questioning me during the week, and there's nothing better than that. And it makes us feel proud to have you guys here as well.
Thank you for the kind words, Coach Maloney. It's always a pleasure to talk to you before and after the game. And so thank you for taking the time to talk to us right now. I know you're tired, your voice is a little shaggly, but thank you so much for taking your time to talk to us.
Thank you. As usual, it's always a pleasure. I appreciate you guys. All right. We're good. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
That's going to wrap up our post-game show. It's been an exciting night so far. It's been very interesting. Final score was 30-19. The Harborfield Tornadoes took the win tonight. It was a close game overall. Both teams had phenomenal players that did a phenomenal job each.
Amityville's next game will be at Miller Place at 5:30, 2/9. And so hopefully they'll hold through the game and win.
All right, yes. There hopefully will be better play the next game. We're gonna wrap up our post game. That's it for today. I'm your host, Erin Kruder, with Lucas Torres. We're here once again at the Fred Williams Memorial Gym. It's been an exciting game so far with the Amarillo Warriors and the Harborfields Tornadoes. And we'll see you next time on the Amarillo Broadcasting Network. Once again, I'm here with Lucas Torres. Have a good night.
Go to AmityvilleWarriors.com for upcoming broadcasts and events. This has been a presentation of Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.